Hi there, it's Andy Henderson. How are you all? I'm your Sherpa guide, live from Forward Thinking. Hope you're really well. I've got some great stuff to talk to you about today. This is about time management again. Today I've made over this last week probably about 100 phone calls to forward thinkers who are currently going through the Success GPS online program, and the vast majority of them have started and they've stopped because they've no time. They've no time to work on the business, to do the things that they love, to do the things that they're really good at. They're too busy in the business doing the stuff there that doesn't perhaps serve them, doesn't serve their own customers, and they're trapped on the hamster wheel. They just can't do it. They haven't got the time to spare to do that vital work, building a strategy, building a plan to build a better business, a legacy business that survives long after they do. And it's just called me today to do a second live about time. As business owners, we don't have enough time, and today I want to share with you how I've just worked out how I can get 20 plus hours back per week to work on my business and not in it. And that's so important, to work on our business, to work on the strategy, to work on the stuff that we're really good at and that we love to do. So I'm going to get right into it now because we've only got 10 minutes. So I'm going to share with you now a couple of slides. So what we're going to talk about is getting 20 plus hours a week back, and I'm going to share with you exactly how we're going to do it. So we've got massive hang-ups about time. We're too busy, got too much to do, we get too distracted, we keep focusing on the small stuff. We're too busy working in the business and not on the business, and that can be a massive frustration for us. We feel guilty when we're working, we feel guilty when we're not working, and with the family. And how will I ever create the time and money to scale? And that's such a tough one. Well, I'm going to show you right now. So every single one of us has 168 hours a week, and that's a fact. And there's nothing you can do really about that. It's finite. It's an amount of time that we've got, and only we can actually. We've got only those hours, 168 hours to spend doing the things that we want to do. And within those hours, we've got sleep, family, work. They're the biggies. So sleep, this is for me. So sleep, I spend 8 hours a day sleeping. I've got 56 hours doing that. Family, about 3 hours a day with those guys, 21 hours. Work, about 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. That's a bit conservative, by the way. So I've got 117 hours total out of the possible 168. So that leaves me 51 hours free. 51 hours free. What am I doing with that time? What am I doing with that time? I've got no idea. I had no idea until I did this. So, you know me, I'm a fan of a 4-box grid. So we're going to show you this 4-box grid right now. And this 4-box grid is dead easy to understand. So at the top we've got not urgent. On the right we've got important. At the bottom we've got urgent. And the left hand side we've got not important too. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill those boxes in with different things. And I'm going to share with you what they are right now. So top left, not urgent, not important. What does that look like? Well, that's the distraction zone. That's where we spend our time on social media, Netflix, on TV. We spend our time socialising, and that's where we spend our time. You can see it here. Top left, we've got distraction. It's social media, it's Netflix, it's TV, and it's socialising. We spend a lot of time there, some of us, and I was alarmed at the amount of time I spend in that box, and I'm going to show you in a second how much time I spend there. The box just underneath is not important and urgent. So this is the delusion zone. This is where we're doing emails, we're doing meetings, we're doing Zoom calls, and I've done so many of them this week. It's untrue, and they're not important, but they are urgent. People want your time, but sometimes they're just not important. So it's really important we understand what's going on in the delusion box. And then bottom right, we've got the demand box. So this is where we've got work projects, general work, general projects that are important, that are urgent. We've got to do them. It's about building a business, about taking it forward. Stuff that's already in the pipeline of work to do. Maybe an idea about outsourcing some of that stuff, like we talked about on Monday. And then we've got the magical box in the top right, which is where we're working in the zone, which is where you've got the work that you love to do and that you're really good at, and it's fulfilling for you. So we've got those 4 boxes. So imagine if we could carve that time up, those spare hours that we've got. So for me, about 51 spare hours a week. Imagine if I could carve out those hours and allocate them to where I'm currently spending them. And that's exactly what I did. So, in the distraction zone, I spend a whopping 28 hours a week. That's 55% of my free time I spend social media, Netflix, wasting time. That 28 hours, I couldn't believe it when I did that. In the delusion zone, I'm spending 9 hours on stuff that's not important, that's quite urgent. Lots of time spent on Zoom calls, emails and meetings and stuff that's urgent. People need my time, but maybe it's not that important. And then I spend 6 hours in the demand zone, which is where I've got pre-arranged delivery stuff to do, 2 or 3 client deliveries per week, which has been brilliant, which we can't avoid. We've got to do that stuff, right? And I want to increase that. But time in the zone, doing stuff that I love, that I'm really good at, I'm only spending 8 hours a week. And that's pretty alarming when I'm spending more hours being distracted than I am in the zone where I'm working, doing my best work, on my business, doing the stuff that I really love to do, and not spending enough time doing that. It's quite alarming. It's really made me sad to look at these figures, because I'm thinking about how long I've been in that distraction zone for, how many weeks I've wasted all that time when I could have been putting it to better use. Because we've got the sleep stuff, we've got the time with our family, we've got the time working. This is the extra time that we've got available to us where we could be doing different things. And it's really shocked me. So, again, I've done this exercise, and this is where I'm heading for. This is what I want to do. So this is me after. So I want to spend 7 hours in the distraction zone. I'm going to give myself an hour a day to spend in that zone. That's the not urgent, not important zone, because you need chill time. You need time to watch Netflix or social media and stuff. But why am I spending 3 hours a day? 4 hours a day sometimes. Now it's just going to be an hour a day in that zone. In the delusion zone, I'm going to be really ruthless with my time. The stuff that's not important but other people think it's urgent, I'm going to be ruthless with it, and I'm only going to allocate an hour every working day to do that type of stuff. And then the demand stuff, I've increased that slightly to 9 hours, 17% of my time spent doing the stuff that's already in the pipeline that we need to do to move the business forward. And I've managed to create a massive, whopping 30 hours, 59% of my time I'm going to spend in the zone, doing the stuff that I love and doing the stuff that I'm really good at. So what does that actually mean when you boil it all down? Well, I've managed to create extra time to work on my business, to doing the things that I love to do, So in the zone, that top right box, that's where we want to spend most of our time, the stuff that we love to do, that we're really good at. Before I did this exercise, I was working 8 hours in that zone. Now I'm working 30 hours in that zone. I've added 22 hours a week to enable me to do the stuff that I love. So what sort of stuff am I going to be doing with that 22 hours? Well, I'm going to be doing more strategic work with myself, working on my business. I'm going to be planning, new products, new services, which are already underway, but I'm going to allocate more time to that so that I can make sure I get the stuff done, the important stuff. I'm going to spend more time with existing customers, more time with new prospects, more time creating valuable content, more time to create new and improved services. So you can see there, we've managed to create a massive amount of time back just by using that 4-box matrix, just by, understanding where we're spending that spare time, because we've got sleep, we've got work, we've got family. They're really important things. What are we doing with the rest of the time? We've got 168 hours. I had 51 spare, and I was using most of them on social media, Netflix, and just wasting those hours away. But now I know that I'm doing that, I can do something about it. So that's the biggest obstacle that my forward thinkers have got. It's getting more time back. There's a lot of forward thinkers out there. I've got the online program now through the Boost campaign, and I want them to go through it. And every single person, I've done a bit, I've not got enough time to do it. The hamster wheel's more important. There's no excuse now. I've given you 20 plus hours a week potentially back. So the start of the live was all about getting 20 hours back a week. It's all about time management, and I do believe we've actually nailed it. So do the exercise, do the work, and you'll find that you'll get time back in your business again to spend on planning, strategy, more time with customers, more time out there finding new customers, more time doing the stuff that you love with the people that you love, to build and grow your dream business, your legacy business, to get to the top of your mountain. Anyway, I'm Andy Henderson, Sherpa Guide from Forward Thinking. You guys have been great. It's been great to see you, and I'll see you again on Friday. If you like my content, if you implement what I teach or what I share with you, let me know, because I love all that feedback. So see you very soon, guys. See you on Friday. Nice to see you. And just remember, you're one step away.